Let's talk about Chainsaw Man, the Reze Arc, the Rizzler. Like, golly, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. With this movie right here, we gotta stop giving anime props for something looking good. Because Enchi Forever looked good. Vampire Hunter D looked good. Even Neon Genesis Evangelion, the movie from the 90s, 97, looked good. So saying that this movie looked good and that's just gonna be the top tier, this top shelf thing we're gonna keep saying about it, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Even though this movie did look good. I can't front them Japanese people in that trap apartment, in them trap studios right there, they did this. They did it. But when I'm talking about like story, when I'm talking about like the music and all that, when you think of like anime movies, everything got us posted on here. You can watch the movie and you can listen to that soundtrack. You gonna come back to the soundtrack. This right here, nothing really stood out to me. Like everything here is like public domain or stuff that you've already heard before in like other movies. So when it comes to sound design, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was humorous in certain aspects, like sound effects or whatever, but like its own sound. Like when you think of a movie, like when I think of the Tenchi Forever movie, it's so many emotions, like so many sounds in this movie where I'm like, yo, I can just play like one just instrumental and I'll remember just the whole scene of what played out, what happened, the dialogue, all that. With this movie, not so much, but what I will give them is the animation and the fight choreography, because I'm not gonna lie. When I say the Reze, she took on the streets, she took on the block, she took on the division, she took out like a whole neighborhood. I was like, golly! Can I even do spoilers in this? All I'm gonna say is like, MAPPA has a thing for subverting your expectations, if that's even a thing. Like I've noticed they did it in like the JJK, what was it, series, season 2, where you think the meth head is gonna live happily ever after, but something ends up happening where he's about to, start clean. He's gonna go meet up with his abandoned child, but all of a sudden he'll get kidnapped, thrown into a van somewhere, get injected with like 8 years of fentanyl or something in his neck, and he'll just overdose in the back of the truck. You'll be like, yo, what the hell happened? But at the same time, this dude was dirty throughout the whole series, and you want him to get a redemption arc. You want him to be happy. But it doesn't happen. Like, karma happens. At the end of the day, karma happens. The circle of life. Like, sometimes, we're so used to the predictable ending where the people are happy at the end or something like that. Like, no, we straight up got a Boys in the Hood ending. And it's like, when I was watching this ending, I was like, damn, like, what would have happened? What could have happened? And then when you think about stuff like that, trust me, I do not like Chainsaw Man by any stretch of the imagination. But when I saw this ending, kind of makes you think about real life sometimes. You be like, damn, like, what if? What if you got to reach out to that one person that is no longer here anymore? Could you have said that last goodbye? Something like that. I'm probably looking more into it than I need to, but it's one of those things where this brought me to that place. I was like, damn. So this movie is still kind of mediocre, especially since it has the Sony and Crunchyroll logo on it. I'm like, y'all hungry. Y'all trying too hard. Y'all trying too hard. I don't want to ever be that person to be like, something was only good because of animation, because the animation has been good for a while. It's like, it's been 20 some years in the game. Like, you gotta, if you want people to be talking about your product, you gotta keep the same fire. That's like us talking about AAA games and talking about shaders. Like, some of this stuff is a staple at this point. Like, you gotta have like max setting mode. So this right here with ultra max setting mode, like some of the action sequences, I'm still only gonna go back to watch it just for particular fight scenes. Like, come on, getting close to the end or whatever. That's where everything took off. That's where the whole fire, the whole kit and caboodle was. Like, the whole watching duration. Because I watched it, however I watched it. But I literally was like waiting, because you know how when an anime is like a series and then they transition to a movie, this felt like that, because like the first 2-3 minutes, I literally wanted to skim like the next 3 minutes, because it was like an opening, like a full on like anime opening. Like, wow, look how good the animation looks. Don't you want to dance around with Pochita the chainsaw dog? Like, no, I do not. So that's like a wasted 3 minutes to me, because they trying to do this whole quirky, cool push, this weird music that I really don't like. I'm not a fan of the Chainsaw Man music. Sorry, not sorry, but they pushed this whole intro out, and I was like, okay. And then with the movie, they stretch the movie out. You get the whole Makima showing up, and she does her thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool, whatever. And then they go to the movies, and it's like, are y'all trying to be meta? Like a movie within a movie, where they go on a date, and they watch movies for like hours and hours on end. And then particularly the last movie that Makima and Denji saw together, that was the one that changed their life forever. I'm like, really? So y'all trying to pull a Green Mile on this? Okay, big. The thing that got me the most, that I kind of almost got ticked off about, was, are you a city mouse or are you a country mouse? I'm like, oh, for real? And it would be different if it was like a one happenstance occurrence, but you could tell this is what that theme was. That was going to be their theme. The country mouse or the city mouse. I'm like, why can't I just be Fightful and just go out west? But, they out here, they try to make it a whole thing. They had 2 different characters, 2 different scenarios going on in 2 different places in Tokyo or Japan going on. I'm like, bruh, how come you talk about the country mouse and the city mouse in the classroom, and these other people talking about the country mouse and the city mouse, and then expounding upon it being a fable somewhere in the streets? Like, for real? And then at the end of the movie, they bring up the whole mouse situation again. I'm like, it's not that deep. Y'all just need to stick to doing what y'all do, which is having a crazy ass chainsaw dude and a big ass shark, like in a Sharknado. That was freaking insane. I'm not going to say any too much more about it unless I do like a spoiler review or whatever for it, but insane, crazy. I damn near got like Invader Zim vibes with him doing the maniacal laughter and chains flying everywhere or whatever. I was like, damn. Now, this right here is what I live for. Crazy, bonkers action scenes. This is like Stephen Chow. Instead of doing Kung Fu Hustle, he wanted to do, I don't know, some kind of Shakespearean piece. Like, dude, just stick to what you do best, which is like crazy, off-the-wall storytelling. Like Jackie Chan. That's like Jackie Chan not doing the acrobatics, and he wanted to do some kind of serious drama thriller or something like that. It's like, dude, stick to what works. Chainsaw Man, please stick to what works. Don't do no extracurricular, occult, wannabes, philosophical mess. But other than that, this movie is a definite like 5 for me. Because like I said, I've seen movies before. This sound is not hidden. The first couple, like 20-30 minutes of the movie, not hidden for me. But hey, this is a solid 5.